I congratulate you on how far you've come to get your Georgia teacher certification. Both you and I have a passion for being a teacher and making a difference in the lives of young people. In this video, you'll discover 3 ways to pass the GACE easier and get your Georgia teacher certification faster. So please, turn off any distractions around you, go to a quiet place if necessary so you can focus your attention. It's just that important. My name is Mark Dawson. It didn't take me long to realize my college classes didn't prepare me for this exam. You see, I was overwhelmed by the vast amount of information I was required to know in such a short period of time. I wasn't sure what types of questions would be asked or what content to focus in on during my test prep. I couldn't afford to fail, so I got every main prep book at Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. I also purchased various online prep guides and took an expensive $300 prep class. As I entered the testing center, my heart was racing, but I felt confident. However, when I looked at my test questions, I glared at my exam in pure horror. I realized I was going to fail. I delayed my teaching career and lost a full year of income. I was quickly running out of time. You see, in my experience, and according to every other GACE test taker, little or nothing in the name brand books appears on the real GACE exam. Face it, no matter how long or how hard you prepare, if you study the wrong material that's not on your exam, it's game over. Did you know authors of test prep books at Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com never took the GACE exam they're teaching you to pass? One day the staff writers may be working on a SAT prep book, or a travel guide, or even a romance novel. The next day writing a GACE prep book from which your whole future depends. Even if you see some important sounding credentials on the front of the book like PhD, most, if not all, the authorship is by ghost writers. None are licensed teachers, and most never even took a class in the subject matter of your exam. Do we really need to look any further why so many people are failing this test? Are your prep materials really up to date? You know the GACE gets updated several times per year. Unfortunately, most prep books on the market are 1 to 4 years out of date. And that's disastrous on your exam day. And watch out, many popular, widely used 300 to 600 page GACE books actually block you from success. Do you really have days, weeks, or months to read oversized, generic academic materials? That is for the remote chance that something might relate to an actual exam question. I finally took my test again, passed, and got my teacher certification, and am now living the life I always wanted. You see, I just started working smart, and I stopped working dumb. So I formalized these secrets to pass the GACE into a success system. I started helping friends, colleagues, and others through this website who are in the same situation I was. You can imagine, after working one-on-one with over 7,000 GACE test takers over the last few years, it doesn't take rocket science to document what test content and practice questions yield a passing score. I also reveal what I discovered in case studies of GACE failures, exactly what you must stop doing right now if you want to pass. And we put it all into this proven success blueprint that you can get your hands on right now. My GACE comprehensive success system consistently and predictably has a pass rate of over 93%. You see, many previous clients were in the same place you're in right now. Many were even middle-aged, second career test takers, or even veteran teachers pursuing additional certification. They hadn't taken a major exam like this in over 20 years, but still leveraged this to pass on the first try. Any disadvantage you think you have, like major test anxiety, which is something I had, maybe you're just not a good test taker. Perhaps you don't have much time to prepare with all your other responsibilities or anything else. Most of my clients had it worse than you and were still able to pass with this step-by-step blueprint. To be successful, you only have to do what successful people did to get the same results. The same is true for passing the GACE. You can see, I don't hide behind a website. I'm not some faceless author or obscure expert like you see on most books or other programs. I'm a real person with over 9 years of experience on this exam and your specific GACE test. Don't worry, everything is 100% legal, ethical, and passes the strict scrutiny of hundreds of licensed teachers, principals, school districts, and universities who've contracted our services over the last few years. My super user-friendly GACE cheat sheet helps you break through the massive amount of information you're required to know. You get a laser beam-like focus only on the concentrated core content you need to pass, and studying for days just for the chance of covering an actual exam question. Why? Because you can't afford to play guessing games with the most important exam of your life. Stop trying to swallow 600-page study guides in hair-pulling frustration. Mindlessly drowning yourself reading more and more books written by authors who never took or passed your specific GACE test, who aren't licensed teachers, and materials that don't cover the tested competencies won't get you any closer to a passing score. It's running in the opposite direction. This proven success formula is your most direct line from where you are to ramp up your score, to pass the GACE, and propel yourself to the classroom right now. Can you afford the price of not passing the GACE? You already invested thousands of dollars in tuition or student loans you must start paying back. You spent some of the best years of your life in school to live your calling as a teacher and make your life a success. This test is the only obstacle standing in your way. You know, failing the GACE and postponing your teacher certification often means missing the short cutoff window in teacher hiring for the next school year. Unfortunately, many attempt this exam several times over 6 months to a year before finally passing. And of course, some never pass. Don't lose over $40,000 in first-year teacher salary with full benefits. Don't delay your teaching career and personal life by 1 full year or longer. That's not necessary. You only have to invest 6 hours and 20 minutes using this tool to crank up your score to passing level. Your investment breaks down to only $1.90 per day to pass the GACE and launch your teaching career. Steer clear of the common trap of trying to save a few dollars in GACE study guides and then lose thousands of dollars in income. 100% money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, if you don't pass on the first try or your next attempt, you don't pay. If so, just email client services for an easy, no questions asked, 100% money back refund. There's no fine print or weasel clauses. You see, this entire program won't cost you a cent if it doesn't make you pass on the first try or your next attempt. Just test drive it and order it while you're thinking about it. Decide later if it's for you. So what are you waiting for? Imagine. What will be the consequences if you continue flying blind and try to pass by trial and error test prep? Even the most prepared GACE test takers have blind spots in the tested material that they're not aware of, which can derail their teaching plans. Plug all the leaks in your test prep before you run out of time, even if you feel confident at the moment. It's not your fault if you feel frustrated by the many ways you've been set up to fail this exam. However, it will be your fault if you think you know more about passing this test than the experience of 14 licensed teachers and over 7,000 GACE former clients we use to develop this program. You see, I care about your personal success. I made it my mission in life to make you pass the GACE and get your Georgia teacher certification. So I want your story to be different. We literally poured our blood, sweat, and tears about how to pass your specific GACE test into your comprehensive success system. Please hurry. There's a strict deadline on this offer. If you take action right now, you'll get a full, free 7 days of test coaching, tutoring, and mentoring by my team of 14 teachers who passed and are experts in your specific GACE exam. You see, it's all the one-on-one human help you need that a study guide or prep class simply can't give you. Normally, this service is billed to school districts and universities at a $53 per hour consulting fee. You get it 100% free for 7 days without any expensive per hour tutoring or consulting fees. You see, burning questions that make a big difference between pass or fail come up just days or even hours before your exam date. And we'll be here when you need us. Again, this free bonus gift and all the others listed below are subject to be removed from this offer at any time without notice and may not appear again. You must act right now if you want this. So what if you say, I'm going to think about it, or later is a better time to get preparation materials? If this isn't full at the moment, when you try ordering below, just come back in 2 hours or first thing tomorrow morning. You'll likely find it's 100% full, others took your place, and you missed this one-time opportunity. If you don't take action, it won't affect me or the other teachers in this program. You'll only hurt yourself. My team and I will continue helping other test takers in the same situation as you pass this exam and live their passion as an educator. Analysis of paralysis, worrying whether this proven success formula is perfectly angled for your every last perceived need versus taking action now is an artificial barrier you put up. It actually blocks you from your future. Push through it right now if you're serious about living your calling as a teacher. Still waiting for something? Your GACE success system really spills the beans. But if you can't act now, there's nothing I or anyone else can do to help you. Surfing more GACE websites, tire kicking more test prep programs, and just dreaming about teacher certification never helped anyone get a passing score on this exam. You must take action to pass the GACE and make your dreams a reality. Waiting until the right time to get study guides and then try making up for lost time later is a guaranteed recipe for failure. You always need a lot more time than you think right now. So take the first step and I'll help you with the rest. Drill into the brains and experience of over 11,000 test takers who came before you. See exactly how others got a passing score on your specific GACE exam. Crack the code of the GACE and go to over $40,000 in teacher salary faster and easier than you thought possible. And start helping young people who need you and begin telling your own success story. Go to the bottom of this page and then click on the Comprehensive Success System for your specific GACE exam. You get instant online access within 1 minute of ordering. Within 3 short minutes, you make real, measurable progress to pass the GACE and get your Georgia teacher certification right now, while you still have time. Reserve your place. Claim your copy right now so you won't be locked out later.